wellness business owners, this business hack is absolutely filthy. I'm going to get you leads, but these leads are going to make it feel like your funnel is on steroids. My name is Brian Dement, and I'm the founder and CEO of Salt and Light Wellness. We've done over $17 million in sales, and through my business consulting, I've helped individuals and businesses generate over $100 million. Now, here's my main idea today. I'm going to show you a business lead hack. It's so simple that you're going to be kicking yourself you didn't do it sooner. When I started doing it in our company, I kicked myself that we hadn't been doing it for the last 10 years. But hey, at least we figured it out now. And going forward, we're going to put our lead generation on a totally new trajectory. There's nothing better than leads coming into your business. It creates momentum, and we're going to harness that momentum with a really easy process. Now, when was the last time that you DM'd somebody who just followed you? So you see the notification pop up, you got a new follower. What do you do with that? Now, if you're like most businesses, we have marketing meetings to do content, which costs money. We pay for ads, which costs money. We spend sleepless nights thinking about how do we generate more leads. We exert so much time and energy into how do we get more people to come into our business, right? How do we get more people excited about health and wellness? Well, one of the things that we're leaving on the table are people that have expressed interest in what we're doing. So have you DM'd these people that have followed you? If you're like most businesses, you haven't, okay? And that's what we're going to talk about today. What's the response? Now, if you're like me, when somebody follows you and then they followed you, and then you DM them, you almost always get a high value response. And if they don't respond, they're probably just a bot and we don't care about them anyways. So what's the play here? For 30 days, try this. I promise you're going to love it. For 30 days, try DMing. Don't try. Do it. DM every single person who follows you. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Our team usually says something like, "Hi, Steve, thanks for the follow. As you know, I'm really into marketing, so I would love to hear about how you heard about me." Okay. Or it could be, "Hey, Steve, I heard that you're into wellness. What services are you excited to come and try out at Salt and Light?" It could be anything in that vein. Now, this is a million times better than just, "Hi, how are you?" Because it does four things, okay? It prompts a response, and nobody responds to "Hi, how are you?" right? That sounds like a bot. But conversationally, it can be stimulative. If you're talking about the thing like wellness, presumably that's why they followed you. If you're talking about marketing because you're being genuine and authentic, "Hey, I'm the head of the marketing department and I'm curious how you heard about us." Those are genuine opening remarks, and people like to talk and return a DM to a genuine question. Now, it's powerful because not only, like I said, number one, it prompts a response, but two, it sets a high value topic of conversation. Okay. Number three, it gives you valuable insight into where your followers are coming from. And fourth, which this might be the most important one, it begins to build a relationship. Now, most people don't know this, and this is where the secret sauce really comes in. I mean, fostering these warm leads is really important, and interacting with people and building a relationship with people who follow you is important. Okay, that is going to translate into real customers coming through your door and real customers using your services. But DMs also have an impact on who your content gets shown to. Now, this is true across all of the major platforms: Facebook, Instagram algorithm, LinkedIn algorithm. Private messaging is seen as a strong signal of relationship health. Platforms prioritize showing your content to people and brands who you've had meaningful interactions with. Now, if you've DM'd with them, more of their content will show up in your feed and more of your content will show up in their feed. This actually affects the strength of your content. It affects the strength of who your marketing content goes to. Plus, you have the real world impact of the fact that if you've had a conversation with somebody in the DMs, the likelihood that they're going to like the next post or comment on the next post that you put out goes up pretty dramatically, because now there's somebody who's rooting for you. There's somebody that knows they feel like a friend of yours because they're wanting to interact. And again, that's part of the relationship building process. You get several benefits from this interaction in the DMs. Now, if you frequently DM somebody, the platform infers that you have a close connection. And so when you have a close connection algorithmically, this is going to put you in front of more of their friends as well. So you're benefiting from the network effect of that relationship, not just with them, but from their network. Now, here's a pro tip. Instagram allows trusted accounts to cold DM 50 accounts per day. Now, I don't know if you're using DMs as part of your marketing plan. You absolutely should. But if you just go around and you go to a followers list of, say, a business that has similar demographics to your target demographic, you can go through that list and DM 50 accounts per day. Great. You can shoot out cold DMs. I highly suggest you do that, but that's not what we're talking about here. That's great. But DMing your new followers is vastly superior, because if somebody follows you, there's virtually no limit on how many people you can DM if all you're DMing are your followers. Instagram allows you to DM a lot more followers because that's a genuine relationship. You're not seen as spamming because these people followed you first. And what's best, the even better part, is not that you're allowed to DM more of these people since they followed you first. These aren't cold leads. These are warm leads. These are people who have already engaged with you. Now, not following up with new followers is like having a stack of warm leads on your desk and choosing to not follow up with them. This is money being left on the table. So if you fail to respond to somebody who's followed you, you're subconsciously telling that somebody something about your business. And in this case, they don't know that you know they followed them. But guess what? You got an indication in your inbox that said, hey, this person is interested in your business. If we look at that objectively, what should we do when we get a message or an alert that says, hey, somebody is interested in your business? It's very clear. We should reach out to them. We should interact with that person. If you really want to hyperdrive this and put this on steroids to the next degree, you don't just DM them. You go through 3 or 4 of their last posts and you give it a like. And if there's something interesting that you genuinely think is interesting, you comment on it. You ask a question. You start to engage. You talk about the ability to relationship build with your followers. This is next level marketing. And yes, some people are going to say, oh, that doesn't scale. Well, guess what? Most wellness businesses aren't multinational conglomerates. And so some of the systems we have to do in marketing aren't initially scalable. Now, there are tools that will allow us to scale these things. There's teams and systems we can build. But guess what? Doesn't matter if you're a mom and pop wellness studio or if you have a team of 10 in your marketing department. This is something that you can and should do. Now, this is like the social media equivalent of you left something in the shopping cart email type of follow-up. How powerful is that when you go to an e-commerce website, you go to checkout, and right at the last minute, you decide, I don't want to buy that thing. And then 24 hours later, you get an email that says, guess what? You left something in the shopping cart. Do you want to buy it? Well, you know what? Maybe I do. Maybe they catch you at the right time, and I go back and I make that purchase, right? Because that was a warm lead. I interacted with them. That would be bad business on their side if they failed to follow up with me. This is the exact same thing. You essentially have somebody who left something in their shopping cart when they followed you, and if we don't DM them, we're failing to capture that step. This is one easy step that will get them across the finish line. So, wellness businesses, let's change this industry. Let's turn our lead generation on steroids, because there's nothing better than new people coming through your door and getting excited about health and wellness and what you're doing. Again, I'm Brian Dement with Salt and Light Wellness. If you have any questions, please shoot them to me, DM them to me, because guess what? I will respond, and I would love to answer your questions. Let's build a relationship. Let's change this industry. Godspeed, and I'll see you next time.